Now, if I had a couple of quid and I wanted to protect as many of my crops as possible from pests, I'd buy a pack of these. But before I tell you where I'm planting my nasturtium to maximise their effectiveness, you should probably know that they're pretty powerful against aphids, black fly, and even cabbage butterflies, which maybe gives you a bit of a clue as to where I'm going to plant them. On a little bit of a side tangent, I'm planting in these coir trays. Now, disappointingly, they don't really smell like coconut, but they are a pretty eco-friendly alternative to a classic black plastic tray. I'm not going to plant these directly in the ground. I'm going to reuse them over and over again until they essentially fall to pieces, which I imagine won't happen for a few years, depending on how aggressively I plant, of course. So the flowers of the nasturtium plant, well, their sex appeal attracts lots of nice pollinators like bees, butterflies, hoverflies, which are all helpful in the pollination process, which, if you skip science in school, is important because it helps the plant to bear fruit. This soil. Nasturtiums spread pretty quickly, which puts a lot of people off planting them in their space. I was going to plant some for my friend Kath, and she looked at me all wide-eyed and said, "Quite aggressive spreaders." And I said, "Me too, Kath, me too." No, I can't say that. I really can't say that. My mum watches these. They do spread quite aggressively, this is true. However, the root system is fairly shallow, so they're quite easy to remove. And why wouldn't you want this plant all over your plot? They are also edible, which is why I've chosen to go for 2 organic varieties from a company called Ethical Organic Seeds. Now, I've got 2 different types of nasturtium from this company: a dwarf mix, more of a compact plant, and a trailing mix, which I might put in some sort of hanging vessel, or I might just let it trail across the floor. So these edible plants will hopefully help protect my cabbages this year, and they'll act as a bit of a sacrificial crop. They'll also be keeping my beans company. Nasturtium attracts sap-sucking aphids. I've sown quite a lot here, so if you're watching this and you know me in real life, you'll probably be getting some nasturtium plants. You're welcome.